Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alexandra, and I thought I'd bring Lottie in for this intro because I feel like you guys haven't seen her in a while. You haven't been at the studio, right? Today's video is dedicated to showing you 5 reversible, renter-friendly, and super easy changes you can make to upgrade your rental kitchen. You want the tips? What are you looking at? Okay, you want to get down. Okay, say bye. Can't wait for the tips. Bye. Let's get started. Before we jump into the video, I want to give a huge shout out to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's episode. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I cannot cook even if my life depended on it. So I'm really excited to try out HelloFresh, and of course I have a discount code for you guys later on in this video. I have lived in this apartment that I lovingly call the treehouse for about 2 years now, and this is what this kitchen looked like before. The cabinets needed a really good paint job. The counters were vinyl and they were just like not in good shape. It was just a pretty standard rental kitchen. So I did a little mini reno for under $1,000 in this kitchen. And a lot of the changes that I made in here are completely renter friendly, super reversible. So I wanted to share those tips with you in case you're looking for some renter friendly hacks for your kitchen. There is one thing that I haven't done to this space, so we're gonna start with that. Wallpapering your fridge is a really good way to add some pizzazz to your rental, especially if you have like old grimy appliances that just do not look great. Peel and stick wallpaper is a great way to breathe new life into them. So we're gonna get started with that step by step. I'm gonna take you guys along the journey of wallpapering my fridge. You could totally wallpaper the whole thing. That would be a big project and would obviously cost a lot of money. So I'm just gonna do the outside surface. I don't think I'm going to wrap it around the edges. I'm literally just gonna stick to the front of the fridge. So I'm gonna start by taking all of the stuff off the fridge and then taking these handles off. Also, a fun tip for you guys is you can actually change the handles on your fridge door. I'm gonna link some options down below and I'll pop some photos up of examples, but you can find new handles for your fridge at most places that sell kitchen cupboard accessories, stuff like that. They are expensive, so I'm not adding new ones to my rental fridge, but you can find some really awesome ones. So I chose a peel and stick from Levette's Wallpaper. I'm gonna link them down below. And they have the most beautiful wallpaper, everything from like this terrazzo print to more of an Art Deco style. You could do this one of 2 ways. You could measure and then cut it with an X-Acto knife and a ruler. I think what I'm gonna do is actually just put it right on the fridge and then cut it afterwards. One panel actually fits pretty perfectly. I'm just going to cut it, probably like there. Keep the straight edge of the wallpaper against this side of the fridge because this is the side that you can see most. And then I'm just probably gonna wrap the edge I just cut over to the right side of the fridge. And as always with peel and stick, you wanna work slowly. So I'm gonna start by taking part of the back off. The great thing about peel and stick wallpaper is that it's pretty forgiving, meaning that if you don't put it where it exactly needs to go, you can peel it off and start again. So it always takes a few tries, but once you get it lined up, you just wanna press it down with your hand and just wrapping it around the side of the fridge to give it a clean edge. Once you have that first bit stuck down, you wanna just slowly peel the back panel off and then press everything down with your other hand, and you wanna make sure that you're getting all the air bubbles out during this process. Sometimes, depending on the quality of the peel and stick wallpaper, you might wanna use a card, especially if you're working with a wall that is really uneven. But this wallpaper is such good quality. It feels like almost like it's vinyl, so I'm not finding I need to use a card. It's pretty much going on really nice and flat. I'm just going to curl the bottom of the wallpaper underneath. Okay, and this is where an X-Acto knife comes in handy. I'm just gonna make a slit here, curl it underneath, make a slit here, and curl that underneath. And I'm just gonna X-Acto this off. I was worried that it was gonna look weird just on the front, but so cost effective, like so fun. Another tip for you is I purposely picked a really busy pattern so I wouldn't have to worry about lining it up. That was an intentional decision. And I'm just gonna repeat the process and do exactly what I did up here, down here. I think if you're up for the challenge of going with more intricate lines and like being more precise about it, then you could go for something a little bit more simply designed. But if you're like me and are just like, I just want this to be a quick, simple upgrade, go with a busy pattern because it's just so much easier to work with. We're done. That was so simple. Okay, I'm gonna put the handles back on and then take a step back-a-roni, take a look at it. To be honest, you guys, I was a little bit worried that this was gonna look a bit kitschy. And I mean, there's a little bit of kitsch to it, but I really think it works. And I think it's just such a fun weekend project, little update to your fridge. It really is a truly renter-friendly, budget-friendly hack. I'm gonna finish it off with a couple Polaroids that I had in the fridge before, and then show you guys before and after. Hey guys, a quick pause in today's kitchen video to talk about a service that has really changed my life in the kitchen, and that is HelloFresh. To be honest, as someone who has a really busy work life, cooking is like not a top priority for me, and I always kick myself. I was so excited when HelloFresh reached out because I knew that this was probably the solution to my problem. So HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, and there are so many delicious recipes available. HelloFresh makes living healthy easier with many low-cal, carb-smart, vegetarian, and pescatarian options every week. Plus, every recipe is packed with fresh produce sourced directly from farmers. Today, I'm making these cute mini pizzas. This recipe took me 30 minutes to make, and one thing that I love about HelloFresh is that I'm not left with any waste. I used every single ingredient that this recipe came with because they only send you what you need. Also, all the packaging that is used to ship the HelloFresh box is made from recyclable and or already recycled content. And if that's not enough, HelloFresh is also committed to giving back. So in 2020, HelloFresh donated over 4 million meals to charity, and they're continuing to step up their donations amid the COVID crisis. If you want to try HelloFresh for yourself, make sure you head to HelloFresh.com and use code GATOR10 to get 10 free meals and free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com, code GATOR10 to get 10 free meals plus free shipping. I hope your mouth is now watering and you're craving these pizzas. They were so good. Okay, let's get back to the video. My next tip falls under the peel and stick wallpaper theme, and that is to use peel and stick backsplash like the tile behind me. I would say that this tile was probably my most favorite addition to this kitchen because it just makes such a statement. So many people think it's real, but like the peel and stick wallpaper, when I move out, I will just take it off the wall and no one will know that I had pink backsplash. A couple questions I've gotten a lot is, does it hold up? This has been back here for about 1.5 years and it's totally held up. It's really easy to clean. And what I did was I caulked the bottom of it. This helped make it look really realistic, more like tile. And I also think it helped kind of seal the edges so no water gets underneath it. There are so many different kinds of peel and stick backsplash you can go for. We put some really cool backsplash in Sarah's kitchen, and that's different than this because it kind of comes in a sheet of what looks like wallpaper, and it's the exact same process as applying peel and stick wallpaper, but it's waterproof and it's meant for a kitchen backsplash. So There are so many different stores to choose from, and it's just a really fun way to jazz up your kitchen. Another question I get a lot is, can you put it over existing tile? And yes, you absolutely can. I would actually recommend doing that rather than putting this kind of tile just on like drywall, because the likelihood of it kind of taking the paint with it when you peel it off is greater than if you put it on tile. If you have to put it on drywall and it takes some of the paint off, you can just touch it up with some paint when you leave. It's not the end of the world. But I actually think that in terms of it being renter friendly, it works better on just like a tiled backsplash that already exists. So this is a great way to cover up any unfortunate tile that you've been graced with when you move into your rental. Make sure you read about the product on the website if you have any more questions like this, because the individual website that sells the tiles will be able to tell you what surface it should be applied to and what surface it should not be applied to. My third tip is really simple, but it honestly brings so much color and texture into a kitchen, and that is decanting your dried goods. So putting your dried goods into glass jars, things like lentils, pasta, spices, like anything that you can think to put in a jar, do it. I have jars in my kitchen on these open shelves, and it's not only functional storage, but it just looks really beautiful and I think brings in a punch of color. It also makes you look like you know what you're doing. And fun fact, I haven't touched anything in these jars for 2 years, but they look really pretty. My fourth tip is, again, so simple, but has such an impact, and that is changing the knobs on your rental kitchen cupboard. So these are what my knobs looked like when I moved in. I had actually painted them for my friends who used to live in this apartment. So they weren't in like completely rough shape, but changing them to these gold hexagons just makes such a statement. And I feel like you almost don't notice that the cabinets themselves are so old because you're kind of distracted by the beautiful hardware on them. I know so many of you who watch my channel have done this already. I love seeing all of your stories on Instagram that you tag me in. Amazon carries so many at a really low price point, like black matte knobs, gold shiny knobs. These ones are from CB2, so they were a little more pricey, but sometimes it's worth it to splurge a little bit, especially on beautiful hardware like this. The more visually interesting, the better. So think shapes, think texture. The ones we have in the office look like fans. And I kept the old knobs in a Ziploc bag in a cupboard in my apartment. When I leave, I will definitely be taking these knobs with me because they're beautiful. I'll switch them back to the old ones. And again, like such an easy change that has such a high impact. My final tip is probably the simplest tip out of them all, but the one that has the most impact, and that is adding in really cute accessories. So if you guys remember Sarah's kitchen, a lot of the things we added to that kitchen at the end were like styling things, beautiful plates and bowls. I think one of my most favorite additions we made to her kitchen was swapping out the dish rack she had for this really cool one that is shaped like a rainbow. And these are just like fun things that you can bring into your kitchen that you can actually use and enjoy, but that also look really beautiful. Some things in my kitchen I love are my peacock dish scrubber holder. I got this from World Market in the States. I also have a really fun tea towel on my oven. This is from Hallie Designs. I will link them down below. They have tons of amazing options. I've also talked in the past about Ten & Co compostable dishcloths. These not only work amazing, but their patterns are so cute and just like really add something to your kitchen. Finally, I have this pom-pom rug by the sink, and I love opting for a rug rather than like a traditional floor mat because I just think it looks better, and I just chuck this in the wash once in a while. It comes out brand new, but it adds so much fun color and texture in here. So those are my 5 tried and true top tips to transforming your rental kitchen. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and take some of these tips to make your own rental kitchen beautiful. Let me know in the comments down below what kind of things you want to see us tackle when we make over more kitchens in the future. That is something that Team AG is so excited about doing in 2021, is tackling rental kitchens, because I think there are spaces that seem really daunting to tackle, but actually are pretty easy to upgrade. So thank you so much to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Make sure you guys use my code and my link in the description box to get a discount on your next HelloFresh order. As always, I will see you guys next week. Bye.